With a question, Delegate Rose.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for your work and for your presentation today. Kind of piggybacking a little bit on Delegate Walker's question with the CTE education and career and tech. Can you speak to if there's going to be any flexibility as far as teacher pay? Because in some of these highly technical fields, to attract industry professionals to come back into teaching and to share that expertise with our children, is there going to be any sort of flexibility in the salary ladders that you've discussed?
Well, we are calling for a significant increase in teacher compensation, and certainly we hope that would create the flexibility to hire the quality of people that we need in the various teaching positions. We didn't make any particular set aside for any particular skill in the teaching force, but the overall compensation and the fact that we're calling for salaries to be benchmarked against professions that require comparable levels of education, we think should put us in a place to address the needs that cut across all our areas of our instruction.
Okay, and just one follow-up. I wanted to jump over to the universal pre-K.
Yes.
And again, I am also from Carroll, and it was very difficult for us to implement the full-day kindergarten. It was very expensive and difficult for us to do. And I am wondering if you could speak to the flexibility of the universal pre-K piece, because we are still sitting in Carroll. Here we are, this started back in 2016, and we're still sitting here with no, and I know you keep hearing it, but there's no fix to the funding formula. And we are in a very difficult position in our counties to implement a lot of these things.
Yeah, the pre-K would be voluntary. It's not a required attendance, so yeah, it would be optional for the parents. But the state, this is not intended to be an unfunded mandate. That's built into our funding recommendations, that the state will provide its share of the cost for whatever volume of pre-K there is in a given jurisdiction.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you also, I think I said it, but I want to reinforce it, that we will be looking to private providers to play a significant role in the pre-K education. We don't have the capacity in our public schools or in our jurisdictions to provide all of this pre-K. So we will be looking to the private sector to provide a significant portion of the pre-K. They will have to meet the quality standards, but they will be an important player in this, in making this possible.
Just as one follow-up, if in a jurisdiction, so you talk about the standards that are going to be required,
right,
and we've had briefings about what that looks like and what that entails. If a jurisdiction has parents that want the pre-K, and then we don't have enough providers to provide it, what kind of how is that going to work in implementation?
I don't know the answer to that question. I'll just be, that's something that will have to be thought about and worked out as we go through with this, as we begin to scale up the pre-K. It's not going to happen overnight. We're going to start the scale up with the 4-year-olds, and down the road we'll move to 3-year-olds. And if there are not adequate public providers, that's going to have to be addressed. But I just don't know. I can't say, sitting here today, how that will be done.